Good morning. Today finds us on a little exploration. We're going to do a little prospecting, maybe metal detecting. We're not exactly sure what yet, but we're way back in, well, the middle of nowhere, in the mountains, more or less, of North Carolina. I'm with Thomas this morning of Evolved Outdoor Expeditions. Swamp Critter is at camp working on his four-wheeler again. It's a new one. Well, it's a used one he just bought, so he's got to get it like tweaked out and ready to roll. But yeah, so we're going to hit this little stream right here. Just see if there's any gold in here. We're along good ways from where we have been. Thomas really hasn't done too much work out in this area, so we're going to check it out.
Well, it's going to be kind of new ground here.
See any nuggets?
Well, look, see.
Yep. I think what we're going to do is kind of work our way upstream a little bit, see what's going on. If we don't find anything here, or we got some other spots we can check.
Yeah.
No, like the end of the pan's not way down.
We're going to see if let me see what we got there. Be nice to see a nice one in here.
Yeah, it would.
It ain't gonna happen.
Yeah.
Little black sand.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. No, I thought
That's not one?
I thought it was making me happy.
Yeah. Kind of look like a... Not a whole lot, is there?
No,
but it's a very small sample.
Yeah, it's this is kind of like a virgin territory.
Yeah. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go grab my stuff, and I'm going to start just below here, and then we're going to work our way upstream a little bit, see if we can find a little spot. Fear not, fear not. Well, oh, is there?
One little spot, yeah.
Mercury. So that means, yeah. So they were definitely working here then. And just down below the four-wheelers, here's the bend. If there's gold here, at least I can set my sluice up. I think what I'm going to try to do, look, that looks like bedrock. I want to dig some of this. That's a brick right there, isn't it? We'll have to look at that, as that means could be a house nearby. But I'm going to get down in this bedrock and kind of pull some of the stuff out of those crevices, because that acts like a natural sluice. When the gold will come down here, it'll tuck right in behind those ledges, and so that's actually a really good spot. Look, really good looking spot. See this hole, boy, that's pretty deep, isn't it? Look for treasure. Don't see giant nuggets. All right, I'm gonna grab a pan. I'll let you see how I do. So this is my second pan. I took one here, had absolutely nothing in it. It's a little black sand, a few heavies. Took another pan just below that ledge. I got a big, nice sample right there. I'm gonna give it a good shake. Make sure the bottom's loose. You can feel that it's not, when you do that, you want to be able to feel everything rolling around on the bottom. And it wasn't, because there's some clay in here. So get a nice shake, swish it around, let that gold settle down to the bottom. Okay, everything's rolling around good now, so let's go ahead and get some of the stuff out of here. Not going to be super careful. Knock the big rocks off the top. If there's any nuggets, they'll already be on the bottom of the pan. Same thing. Waves come in, waves go out. I don't have the coordination to do both at the same time, but we'll get this down. All right, I'm gonna turn you off for a second, and then we'll take a look at what's in there. All right, we almost have it down to the nitty gritty. Get some of that light sand off the top, make it a little bit easier to see. Just like that. Not much black sand in here, or many heavy, so not super excited about it, but all right, let's see what we have. I'm gonna pull these big rocks out just so you can see better. Down to the bottom. There we go. Letting it settle down into the crack right there, and then I'm just gonna kind of swirl it back. Take a quick peek at it. I'll let you know how we did. Not so good. Not even a speck. I guess there's a reason there's no workings over here. But I'll show you real quick here what it looks like. swirl it back. I'm going to take a picture of that too for you, but if you look in here, you can see the heavies in the black sand, but there's no gold whatsoever in there. I don't see anything shiny like it has mercury on it. Thomas said he got a little piece up there, but yeah, I don't even see a single speck in there. All right, not a good sign. Four-wheelers are right up there, and Thomas and I are kind of working our way downstream, and we just came across something that Thomas said he hadn't really ever noticed before. And it's not that rock, but check this out. We came down here, we noticed a bunch of rocks stacked up. It's almost like a wall, okay? And I don't think he's a natural because there's no rocks here. It's only right along here, straight line. Well, you can see it, they're stacked. They're stacked so that they would have been straight at one time. So we came down a little further, around the bend. Let me go up on top here. Oh, that wasn't a brick back there in an earlier clip. It was one of these that looked kind of like a brick. Anyway, let's go up here. I want to show you something. Okay, this looks like a little dam right here. We were checking this out, and I was thinking, well, maybe they had somebody made this and put a sluice box up. But here's what I think's going on. This was definitely put across like this. Nice bedrock there. Might be worth checking out. Little natural riffles. Yeah. Yeah, we'll check that out. But anyway, so I'm looking at this, and we're noticing there's like a trench going up on that side. You look across here. There's a trench going up on this side. So what do you think that is all about? Well, you're getting ready to hear from the Chig. Here's my theory. Stone wall here is to keep the erosion from cutting this out, because this is a ford. That trench is an old road bed that's eroded. Crosses the ford right above that little dam looking thing. It goes up the hill. Right through there. So, you know, I don't know why there's a road here. There could be a house up there, could be mines up there. But someone went through enough trouble to put a big rock wall there and a thing to keep the erosion down, that this was kind of an important road. So I think we need to get the metal detectors out after a bit. Check around here, around this water, and maybe follow the roads, you know, up a couple 100 yards each way. See if there's a house or a giant mine shaft. I mean, just moving these bad boys would have taken some effort. Thomas was looking at this schist right here, decomposing schist. It has like natural riffles going across. So I'm actually going to throw a couple pans right here. Not real hopeful, but we're going to try it right now. Okay, I got the one pan from in between that decomposing schist. And there's like absolutely nothing in it. I'm just going to show you real quick. There's very little black sand, just some blonde sand in there. But here's what we're going to do real quick, okay? A lot of times in these places, when the gold's coming downstream, it can get tucked under these rocks. See, there's kind of a good sized rock right there. I'm going to flip that rock over, and I'm going to put it back because there's a little colony of moss on there. But we're going to get the stuff that's right underneath it, and usually it'll be, you know, the gravel will be bigger, you know, the heavier chunks will be under there. And we're going to just get that in a pan and pan it out real quick. And if there's nothing there, which I really don't think is going to be, because I found almost nothing. Thomas got one or two little specks. I mean, I haven't got a speck yet. And if that doesn't work out, which it isn't, we're going to go somewhere else, okay, and try another spot of this stream. Upstream about half a mile, there are actually some workings not too far from there, so we might give that a shot just for the heck of it. So there's the rock right there, and what I did, I flipped it over, and there was actually like a hole that went down to a point, and I got as much of that material out of there as I could and put the rock back. But check this out. Look how much little pieces of gravel and there's quartz, pieces of quartz in there and stuff like that. Look, this material looks much different than what I got out of those cracks over there. That was just decomposing schist. That's all I got. But if there's going to be gold here, it's going to be in this pan. This is going to tell us right now if it's worth staying. Give me a minute. I'll pan it down a little bit and we'll take a look at it. Okay, the moment of truth. There's the pan all worked down. You can see the light blonde sand there. A little bit of heavies in there, but I don't see a single speck of gold. Not a single speck. A couple garnets and whatnot, pieces of garnet. All right, here's what we're going to do. I'm going to go downstream just a little bit further, and then if I don't find, we'll do one more pan downstream. Thomas said he saw a big rock down there. It was really cool looking. I want to see that. We'll do a pan around there, and if we don't find any gold, we'll get out of here after that last pan. Just one more pan. That's the way we are, you know. Just one more pan, just one more signal. It never ends. I suppose this is the big rock he was talking about. So what we're going to do, we're going to get one pan out of here somewhere. Haven't decided just yet. And that will be the last one for here, I promise. But I want to show you something over here first. You see in some of my videos, and you will definitely see if you're out walking in the woods, especially woods that have pine trees, you'll see round circular holes that go straight down. And it's like very odd looking in the middle of the woods. And this is what it is, okay? It's basically just, over here so you can see, it's basically just the taproot of a pine tree that has rotted away. The roots rotted away and it will leave a hole straight down, and it could be 3-4 feet deep. That taproot I think goes like 20 feet, or it can, but you can actually see the outline of the tree right here going around the old pine tree. Yep, so you'll see these holes, very strange looking. I mean, it looks like somebody dug them with a post hole digger, but that's all it is. One pan, then we're hitting the road. Jack. Okay, we got a big 0 on this pan as well. But I do want to show you something interesting about it. What I did is I took a sample right underneath this big flat rock right here. And it's nice gravelly stuff, but really not much in the way of heavies or anything like that. If you look right here, this is actually a pyrite crystal. It's square, it's like a little block. Isn't that neat? But there's no gold in there, none whatsoever. All right, we're going to move on. I want to get off this creek because I just don't have any. I don't have a good feeling about there being any gold here, and I know there's some over there. So let's go over there. So I thought before we leave, we'd take a quick check with the metal detector. I'm over here where that dam, that little dam is, where I think there's a ford. You see the path goes up the hill that way, curves over. If you look over here, you can see it's really eroded on this side. So there's definitely a road here. It looks like it's well used, big rocks. Somebody went through a lot of effort to put it in here, maintain it. Big rocks here. There's a line of rocks along the bank right there. Kind of hard to see, but you see they're all lined up for it. That's to keep the erosion from cutting into the bank, because they wanted their road to remain usable for a long time. I think it's going to be a good spot. What we're going to do is we're going to use the AT Max today. I'm going to show you my program real quick. I'm just going to turn it on. So easy to use. 0 program, 0 discrimination, because I want to hear the iron. I'm not going to use headphones just yet. And maximum sensitivity, just ground balance it. Hit that button, just hold it like that, go up and down a few times so it quiets down. That number 93, that's really high, so that means it's really mineralized here, which isn't surprising considering we're in the gold belt. Anyway, so let's just see what kind of noises we hear in the roadway. Not much. Is it working? Yeah, working just fine. There's a fence there, so we don't want to go too close to that. Let's go down here where it crosses the water and see if we can hear any horseshoes or anything like that in here. Mule shoes. This whole machine's waterproof, by the way, so you can put the loop in there or the whole box or whatever and just go underwater. You're not really hearing any iron in here. No horseshoes. Doesn't mean there wasn't a road here, though. Yeah, it's quiet, though, huh? Yeah. Oh, here's something. Of course, I don't have my hammer. It's up there on my hammer, my shovel. I left it up on the bank, but we'll come back and dig that. Another piece of iron there. All right, let me go get my shovel, and we'll come back, dig those 2 signals just to see what it is. Could be fence wire. Like I said, there's a fence right there, an old one, but you never know. Hold your breath. It's gonna get really windy today, unfortunately. All right, this was the first signal we heard. Probably going to be iron. I wish I brought my pick with me. I didn't think about detecting in the water today. Let me set you up and we'll dig it together. What I'm going to try to do is get the shovel and move it. Once I know it's been moved, it'll be much easier to find. A lot of people will just dig a little bit and try to find it, dig a little bit and try to find it. But if you know that it's moved, it'll be right on top. Yeah, it's really mucky there. Down into the clay, so that's a false bottom. So whatever it is, it's probably not going to be below that clay I just dug up. All right, so I moved it. Right back in there now, right there. So I can probably just reach down there and pretty much pick it up. I don't want to lose anything. And my pinpointer's on the four-wheeler. I should have brought it because I would have already have it up by now. A big piece of iron. Oh, looky there. This is a little spike of the kind that wash the worm off. of the kind that they would use for the little tramways, little rail lines and stuff, with the ore carts that go up and down. So it's very possible what we're looking at right here is where they had ore carts coming up to the processing center, which is actually over there. There's a big stamp mill a long ways, but it's that direction. And that direction, there are some mines, okay? Now, it's a good ways, and it's on a different property, so we can't go over there. But this looks to me like this could have been a good indication. This is where they were bringing the ore carts through here. Who knows? It could be a mine right over there in the woods, too. If I can find a good mine to crawl into, man, we're in it. So, it's a little bit different. Discrimination's low. It should be... oh, that might be the rock, actually. Because the rock, there, of course, has a lot of iron, pyrite and stuff in it. Yeah, of course, probably the... Oh, you know what? It could be that rock right there. I'm not going to mess with that one. Or at least I need to go back and get my pinpointer anyway. Maybe I'll do that. All right. Woo! That's my boot. All right, let's look around a little bit more. If I get another decent signal, I'll show you what it is. I may have solved the mystery of the mysterious dam and probable roadway.
This will be interesting. Oh, wow.
Maybe that was where the ore carts went through. They drug them up through there to the stamp mill. Well, maybe even that mine? No? What?
Well, I found something interesting too.
Oh, you did?
While you were down there, I walked up the hill up here. And when you get up to the top, there's one little clearing up there. And I started seeing a lot of rock on the ground to the top. Well, I actually found some big quartz rocks. And I've seen a whole vein that comes all the way down through here. Oh, wow. So that's pretty interesting. I got a couple, actually, these are a couple samples. Oh, cool. I've always been told the uglier it looks, a lot of times the better the material.
Has iron and stuff in it, right? You
got iron all in here and stuff, and pyrite. But I broke one piece, and I had one little interesting spot right there, if you can see that.
I can't see it, but yeah, I believe you.
One little spot there. I don't know if it's gold. It could be pyrite going through like a metamorphic change and releasing gold.
Yeah, because it kind of looks, it can look fool's gold, basically.
But these pieces like this, they look really ugly. A lot of times you never know. You break them open, man, and they got, you know, so now that's a different type of quartz versus
it is, yeah.
See how more solid it is?
It is.
A lot of times they'll hold you bigger pieces. So that's pretty interesting, though.
Yeah, so it might be another clue to the property.
Coming out through here, so yeah. And they're, you know, we're close to one of the names of where one of the actual mines were, and some of those people were actually working on some of these mines around here. We know that, so that's pretty interesting. Yeah,
well, solving the mysteries of the property. So that's always a good thing.
The next question is, maybe they were bringing those carts down with some gold on them. Maybe one of them fell a couple nuggets off.
Yeah, there you go.
That'd be nice.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, let's jump into the little trench going up through there.
This metal detector.
I guarantee it. Went back to the four-wheeler, got all my gear, got my pinpointer and all that stuff now. I worked my way up along this wall. There are no signals whatsoever. I was kind of hoping maybe one of the old miners had high-graded a few nuggets and brought him down here when he was getting the cart, bringing the cart down, and pitched him into the water so he could get him later, you know what I mean? So we're gonna go downstream just a little bit, hit the actual crossing, and then we're gonna go up the hill that direction, because Thomas said that he found some interesting things up there just walking around. Some a quartz vein with lots of quartz around it. So maybe that's where, that's why this is here, the tramway. So, almost stepped on my machine. I didn't know I had metal in this, these shoes. I guess there are, or is. Below the crossing right there, and I got a nice little signal back in here that sounded very nuggety, but I didn't get the camera because I didn't want to jinx myself. But I should have just gone ahead and gotten it out because it's just a fired 22 bullet. But this would sound just like a gold nugget because gold and lead are actually very, very similar. Just a 22 bullet. Fired. The stream is right down the hill there, and I came up through here, and this is the area Thomas said there was a lot of rocks. Now, unfortunately, it's like a modern dump where there's like, oh, burned up tires and things. But you can see these rocks are scattered through the woods. I ran my machine over it, but did not get any signals. Let's give it a bang, though. See what's inside of it, just for the heck of it. I'm just looking at, you can see it's fractured here, so it should split open pretty easy. This is just a cheap little hammer, Mason's hammer from... Not a good one, so I should be really careful. That sandy quartzy stuff. I don't know exactly what it's called, but yeah. So I didn't get any signal whatsoever with the metal detector, but I just wanted to see what was inside there. You guys might get a kick. That looks like that ice cream. I can't remember what kind it is. It's got chocolate through it. But yeah, all right. Not too exciting. Unfortunately, where the rocks are, a lot of rocks over there is just full of tin and old tires. I'm going to work along this ridge a little bit further and go back down by the stream and see what we have down there. I'm back down here on the stream. I was going to kind of work my way back down toward the four-wheelers and just see if I can find anything down here. And I got a big old signal right here. And I looked. Check it out. It's an old shovel. It's probably an old mining shovel. And I found this back home. I'd say it's, well, I don't know if that's a shovel, is it? Oh yeah, look at that. That's pretty cool. Yeah, I mean, there's mines all over here, so this probably was used by a miner. You can tell how old it is. Looks like it's pressed, but these mines were worked, up until the early 1900s, so that could make sense. And I would say it probably washed down from upstream, so we might go a little further. We might go upstream. I just got here. I haven't been up there, so let's go up there. Maybe there's a home site or a mine right up in there somewhere. You can see a tree stand, or somebody hunts deer out of there. But we'll just go a little way, see if there's anything good up there. But I'm not gonna keep this one, I don't think. See these trenches in here? That's what that is how they plant the pine trees, I think, when they use a machine. I don't know if they still do that or not, but it's all through the woods. Big chunk of quartz right there, and it's giving a little bit of a squeak. Well, not anymore. But it was. Maybe it was a little bit out of ground balance. I just ground balanced again. That's probably what it was. It's like a little click in there, and that, probably what that is pyrites. But I'm going to smash that real quick. Take a look inside. But I think it's probably just pyrites or iron.
Oh, he's going to go look.
Yeah. Well, if it's a turkey, I don't want to bother it.
Look at it. See him in there?
What do you think it is?
I don't know if it's alive or
think
not.
sitting on a nest, probably, huh?
Might be.
Kind of weird, isn't it? It's breathing. We're not gonna bother him. He'll be sitting on a nest, I reckon. We're kind of on the way to another site, and Thomas remembered that there were some pits and stuff in here. There's some big holes, though, man. Look at that. So this is where they would have been digging, looking for gold. Gold is going to be in the actual tunnels we can get in, but we're going to look for them. Lots of series of holes all through here. Another big one down there. I think we're just gonna have to walk around in here for a few minutes. See what we can find. I was just commenting to Thomas how it's so weird to see these giant holes, but there's no rocks. And you'd think it'd be following quartz veins down, which is what they did, but there's no rocks on the surface until now. There's some quartz. I might as well get my metal detector and come back to this spot. Just check this out real quick. See if we can hear anything in this. The first rocks I've seen. I don't see any quartz in that, but yeah, I think I'm going to do that. If you don't mind. Fortunately, I'm right on the end of the pit. Well, there's some more pits going down through there, so let me go get that metal detector, and if I hear anything at all, I'll let y'all know. Thomas and I have kind of switched locations slightly, and we're looking for an old, like tramway was like ore carts would come back and forth through the, here from the mines to where the stamp mills were, and we think we're getting close. We're starting to find some iron, and what I'm interested in finding out is where are they coming from? What mines are they coming from? Because Thomas says he's not really, doesn't really know. So we might kind of work our way through the woods here, see what we can find. Hopefully there's a giant mine that we can explore. But even if not, we'll find some stuff in here, I think. Really windy out there. Oh my gosh. But in the woods it's not bad. Something good? Hey there. So that's one of those spikes that would have been on the like rails I had in here for the ore carts.
Yep.
So we're on it then. You
This
took
is
us
it.
right to it.
Yeah, this is it.
All right, so I think what we're going to try to do, you think it runs that way more or less? Or
Yeah.
do you know?
Yeah, I think it's gonna be running this way
Okay.
right here.
We're going to kind of follow it along and see if we can, you know, see where it goes. We know the stamp mill's that direction, right?
Yeah,
like off
way
that
over
direction.
here, back over.
So over in there is where they're processing the ore, but we're kind of curious, where's the ore coming from? So let's take a walk that direction. I want to show you this really neat wildflower. It's kind of rare. It's called a lady slipper. Isn't that pretty? I think it might be an orchid, although I'm not 100%. But yeah, that's kind of rare. You know, it's highly, highly protected and endangered. Lady slipper. Okay, well, here's what's happened. Okay, we went. Okay, here's what happened. Is I followed the trail kind of as far as I could, you know, following the iron and whatnot. But I ended up off the property. Well, right to the property line, and there's a house, so I had to stop. So I don't think we're going to find out where that trail goes, where that tram line went, at least on this trip. We're back here at the four-wheelers. We might look on the other side just a little bit, but I think what I'm going to do, since it's so hot and I'm tired, is I'm going to go looking for gold. Want to go look for gold? I got my sluice with me. I think that's what we'll do. We'll sit in the nice cool water and pan out or sluice out a couple ounces. Call it a day.
Until I go to sleep. She'll shake the coins from your pocket, take your gold chain and your locket. Mother Earth has no sympathy. She'll take the ring from your hand and bury it in the sand and keep it for eternity. Mother Earth, she's got her secrets she's promised to keep, hidden in her dirt or deep in her creek. Mother Earth, she ain't saying exactly what she's saving, where it is or what it might be. Mother Earth, you are my lady, my big round baby. I'll rock you until I go to sleep. She don't care if you're dying or if you're living or somewhere in between. Mother Earth, you are my lady, my